Hello everyone and welcome today to our channel, where you will get updates on the latest movies, series, trailers, gaming, and all things lifestyle. Like and subscribe for more quality videos from us. Season 1 of The Last of Us ended on Sunday. Fortunately for fans, the second season was greenlit in January and will be based, at least in part, on the successor to the 2013 action-adventure video game. On June 192, 2020 inches, The Last of Us Part 2 was published for the PlayStation 4 as of spring 2022. The game had sold 10 million copies worldwide, won over 300 Game of the Year awards, and currently has a Metacritic score of 93, indicating universal acclaim, though fans are split on the sequel's plot. If you're pondering what The Last of Us Season 2 might be about, the plot of the sequel game can provide some hints without giving too much away. Here's what you need to know. The Last of Us Part 2 picks up 5 years after Ellie and Joel's perilous trek across the post-pandemic United States, where they have settled in Jackson, Wyoming. So sure, there is a significant time difference. Yes, Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal are set to return. Living amongst a thriving community of survivors has allowed them peace and stability despite the constant threat of the infected and more desperate survivors. According to the game's PlayStation description, when a violent event disrupts that peace, Ellie goes on a relentless journey to carry out justice and find closure as she pursues the perpetrators one by one. She is faced with the devastating physical and emotional consequences of her actions. Tommy and his wife Mari. In addition to Ellie and Joel, appear in the sequel. The game also features several new characters, including Ellie's friends Dina and Jesse, Washington Liberation Front members Abby, Owen, Manny, Norin, Melon, Yara, and Lev, 2 former members of the Seraphtessa primitivist cult at odds with the WLF. Craig Mazinko, creator of HBO's The Last of Us, has hinted that the second season of the post-apocalyptic drama will deviate from the original material. Sometimes it will be radically different and sometimes it will be barely different at all, but it will be different in its own thing, he told reporters last week. It won't be the same as the game. Act time equals 0.2s greater than it'll be the program Neil Druckmann, and I want to create. Bella Ramsey will reprise her role as Ellie from the previous season. Since being cast in the role, that Game of Thrones actress has faced criticism from some trolls and toxic fans online, with the most recent complaint being that she is too young to portray Ellie during the events of The Last of Us Part 2. However, co-creator Craig Mazin pointed out that she is presently 19 years old, which is Ellie's exact age during the game. "We are incredibly fortunate to have Bella. We would only consider recasting Bella if she said, 'I don't want to work with you guys anymore,'" Druckmann added, "and even then, we're not convinced we'd give it to her. We may have to coerce her into returning this season." In contrast to the first game, The Last of Us Part 2 has a much larger scope, though it is unclear whether The Last of Us will be renewed for additional seasons in the future. Mazin previously said that the narrative of the second game is big enough to be divided into more than one season. "The second game is much bigger than the first, with a lot more story," Mazin said at the time, "so the positive thing is it's not like, oh, there's just one more season. I think that there is more than one more season to do." He also made sure to mention that he and Druckmann are pretty committed to not making The Last of Us an open-ended, ongoing drama. "That's just not what we do. We're here to tell the story and we're here to reach an end. The end helps us understand why we're doing anything, and the fact that there is an end that is baked in and definite means that the things you watch and experience as a viewer matter." He continued, "It is not simply a question of restarting everything next season, because the real idea is to just keep the show going forever. So we will take up as much time as we need to finish telling the story the way we want to tell it best."